So it's milk and cookies time. As we lock in, this one I need out my way. I need that control out the way. As we lock in and we tune into Plaqueboymax, he addressed the little baby allegations that everybody been making online. I didn't make a video about it because I feel like there was a bunch of people already out there talking about it, and I wanted to hear from Plaqueboy himself because he was pretty quiet during that whole last 5-6 days everybody been talking about it. I mean that I ain't gonna lie, that brought some attention to some people. And a lot of people were kind of upset about it. So we gonna lock in, we gonna tune in what Plaqueboy had to say on this stream yesterday about the whole situation.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I drank wine yesterday, and y'all know I was off that Don Julio with this nigga Lil Baby. Now, one thing I need to say right now, bro. Y'all gotta chill with the hate y'all directed. All the hate towards Lil Baby, bro. Y'all gotta chill. That's the bro. He did not scam me. Nobody paid this nigga to come on stream. He did this shit out the kindness of his heart.
Okay.
He let me stream in his house. T-Banks with the 10. Thank you, my nigga. He let me stream in his house. Let me actually tell y'all the story. We're in Boston. Boom. I'm gonna break this down to y'all. We're in Boston, right?
Okay.
I'm in Boston. Jalen Brown just did stream. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, next stream I told y'all was Sunday, right? It was going to actually be here, but the house wasn't ready to be set up. So I'm like, okay, fuck, I gotta do something else. I was gonna do that stream with Deshae. Remember? I told y'all about Deshae. But Deshae said he could only do Sunday. So I'm like, fuck, okay, I gotta figure something out. I'm like, what could I do tomorrow in Atlanta? I gotta make something worth it. I hit multiple artists, including Bunna B. I fuck with Bunna B. 9. I hit multiple people. Lil Baby got back to me first. And he said, yo.
Valid.
Let's do it. Let's do some player shit. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, you feel me, Lil Baby? Like, it's lit. Like, and that's how it ended up happening. I'm extremely grateful for that. This nigga literally showed mad love. You feel me? He did all that. Now, look, he came on stream. This nigga be trolling and joking, bro. Guys, everyone relax. Now, another thing we gotta talk about. Yo, bro. I didn't know it was illegal to dance, bitch.
All right. So obviously, a little clip wasn't too much. At least that I see. Plus, I didn't scroll through the whole stream. I found this part, and I just went to the stream and checked it out. But I think what he's missing, that a lot of people, why it became such a thing that like he's scamming or he's trying to scam. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's other clips of I think there's another clip of Lil Baby on somebody's stream. I could be wrong. If I am, let me know in the comment section. If I'm not, if you find that clip, post a link in the comment section and I'll pin it. But this is like a common thing apparently. Like this happened once before with like Lil Baby like on like scamming type shit. But the reason why it kind of like throwed everybody off because everybody felt like Lil Baby was ungrateful. You get what I'm saying? It looked real egotistical type shit. So, I mean, I understand Plaqueboy where he coming from. Like, yeah, he was at Baby crib. He did pull up to the stream, and I'm not even gonna lie, the song wasn't even really hitting on nothing. You could tell Plat what I wanted him to address was the whole engineering debacle. I think that right there. Like the whole point of it is to allow Plat to do the engineering, right? That was the whole point of the stream. Plat gonna be the engineer. You gonna hop in the booth, right? Lay down a couple bars or hook. Like, cause here's the thing, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really paying attention to Plaqueboy until that, and I was like, let me go check out some of his videos. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched the 2 Chainz in the booth. I watched the Offset in the booth. And them shits were hard. the shit they laid down was so hard. That shit was hard, bro. And then like the little baby in the like that. Like I watch people make music. I watch people punch in. I watch people write. You know, I've like amongst all my time on YouTube, I've watched people like do their thing. So like, I don't know. It was just like he always has. It seemed like he always had something to complain about. It seemed like baby, like halfway through, you know, the whole booth session, it's like he didn't want to be there no more. You know what I mean? And then he left. He left the crib. Cause you gotta realize, if you go back and look at the beginning of the stream, the crib, that room was mad packed, bro. Mad packed. Cause you had Plaqueboy team, baby team, and then a bunch of females in the background. The room I'm in right now is probably about the same size as that room they was in, that they were streaming in. And that room had no room to walk at all. It was bodies everywhere. So like, the fact that I understand, like, your time is precious, but like, I feel like when you make an obligation, bro, you kind of gotta stick to it. And I feel like baby really didn't stick to it like that. You know what I mean? And it felt like he didn't want to be there because he was complaining about the auto tune. But I was watching Sky Jordan react to it, and like, from what he know from recording with baby, the auto tune was right. Now, his only gripe with like the whole engineering part, it wasn't on Pro Tools. And like he was explaining in the video, if you go back and watch his video, is that a lot of engineers kind of like they left that and went to Pro Tools because it's a little bit better, especially with the auto tune and stuff and the plugins. So seeing that perspective, it kind of made, I'm like, all right. It didn't help the baby case, you know what I mean? But like he said, like every artist got they ick, you know what I mean? Like at some point in time, they just like, all right, whatever, boom, session over, you know what I mean? And that's to be respected, because if today ain't the day, it ain't the day. Especially when you're talking about making music, trying to make it hit. Cause I'm not gonna lie, baby, I used to rock with Lil Baby all the time. I used to rock every time he dropped. I was on it. But I'm not gonna lie, over the last what 3 years? 3 years. Ever since Thug got locked up and went through the whole trial and where we at now to present day, I ain't heard a good baby. Me personally, I ain't heard a good baby song. And so like at face value, you know, when I seen that Plat, you know, that whole baby thing was going viral, I was like, shoot, let me at least try to find a video where they in the booth making a song. Cause maybe he laid down some heat. The beat was hard. I was rocking with the beat, but like what baby was laying down, you know what I mean? It wasn't too much of nothing. And then another thing is if you look at all the other in the booth like YouTube videos, right? You will see like they played the whole what they made. They played the whole track. It's at the end. So they lay down a verse or two verse, right? If they make a hook, they made the hook. If not, cool. But then they, like for instance, like Offset, he laid down, I think it was like 8 bars, and he ad-libbed to it, and that shit was hard. But they made 2 tracks. Same with, I want to say the 2 Chainz one. 2 Chainz, he did the same track, but 2 Chainz recorded, I want to say 3 or 4 verses for the same track, and they meshed it all together to make one track, and that shit was hard. And then they played it at the end, so it's real common for him they make the track, then they play it at the end, and then that'd be the video. If they did 1 track, if they did 2 tracks, they played the track, and then at the end of them showing how to make the track, where they laid it down, they played the final version, and then they go into the next track, and then play the final version, and then that'd be the end of the video. But with the baby, man, that shit ended abruptly. I don't think they ever finished it. You know what I mean? I don't think they ever finished the track. And then that's kind of where like, that's where I formulated my opinion. I'm like, damn, Baby really came on here. He agreed to it, so that's an obligation if you ask me. Granted, I'm pretty sure there wasn't no contract or nothing like that, which I understand. If it ain't a contract, you ain't really obligated to it. But like, if I said, hey bro, I'm gonna come on your shit, we gonna drop. I don't do music, but say we gonna drop something, right? In hypothetical speaking, and I come in and I bail and we don't finish the track, and me coming on was pointless. I wasted your time and my time. You shot some ball or whatever, you know. We gambled or whatever, but at the end of the day, the whole purpose of the stream was to lay down the track and have some kind of finished product. But you didn't get that. But anyways, man, I like that this video was short. The last couple uploads, man, they was twice as long as this, 3 times as long as this, and I ain't really used to that. I like these little 10-15 minute videos. Get your attention while I got it. Anyways, man, like, comment, and subscribe.